In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 8 of Guillermo del Toro's The Cabinet of Curiosities, titled The Murmuring. This is based on the short story by Guillermo del Toro himself, with a teleplay by Jennifer Kent, and this episode is directed by Jennifer Kent and stars S.C. Davis and Andrew Lincoln, who you may know, who played Rick Grimes in the Walking Dead series. Now, basically, it tells the story of Nancy and Edgar Bradley, who are ornithologists studying birds and murmurations and who have recently lost their daughter, Ava. They go to a remote country house and in order to continue their studies and just to get away from everything. Things start happening, things, start going out really well, but then Nancy starts seeing things, hearing things for that matter. She sees and hears a little crying. She sees an image of something running across the hall while she's laying in bed, and she hears angry screaming from a woman. It's just so much. And as you're watching this, you're experiencing that whole aspect of to what Nancy is experiencing. Now, Edgar believes that these visions that she's having is basically the grief that Nancy has from losing their daughter. And it's really interesting. And Nancy learns in a way, she uncovers certain aspects and the truths that the former owners, Claudette, kind of drowned her son and herself, killed and committed suicide because of what she did. The whole aspect and how everything was paced was really, really interesting. And then Edgar, in a way, kind of expresses his frustration over Nancy never crying over the death of their daughter, but it just escalates and boils into something over. The aspects and the shots in this are great. There's a scene where she's laying in bed, she looks up, and then there's just a shadowy image of a young boy, which freaked me out, didn't expect it at all. And then you start understanding that the boy is not scary at all. He's just trying to understand what happened. And as she's listening to the re-recordings of the bird sounds that she recorded, she starts hearing things like mommy's angry, mommy's mad, I didn't do anything, what happened? Visions come up, and then she is attacked by this ghost while she's in the bathtub. Like, what did you do? Like, the whole aspect is really interesting. And in a way, Nancy kind of is chased by Claudette's screaming ghost and hears her son crying and wants to know why the mother. She's like, it's dark, it's cold, I'm cold. So Nancy kind of, in a way, helps the little boy go to the afterlife. He comes into the light where it's warm, where it's light, and she just breaks down and loses it. And, she sees Claudette commit suicide because she can't believe what she's done. It is explained why Claudette kind of drowned her son and why she committed suicide, basically in the letters that are written. There is an interesting shot that if you blink, you miss it, but it's a still, kind of a still where Nancy is in the small kind of den room where the letters are. She sees this kind of sewn together piece, and in the background of the door that's open, you see a silhouette of a woman with long hair. If you blink, you'll miss it. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, got the goosebumps and the shivers. It was really, really interesting and really well done. I actually liked it because it was a story of grief. Not only that, but birds. Birds are in essence, they're really calm. They're a big family. They know how to work and they know how to coexist with one another. But with Nancy and Edgar, it was really difficult. Nancy didn't know how to grieve. Edgar did grieve, but he didn't understand what to do. Edgar wanted to, make more children with Nancy, but Nancy wasn't ready yet. And that's understandable. So her grief in this house kind of helped this young boy go to the afterlife. And then, kind of in a way help Claudette, who lived there on her own with her child. I mean, you're in a home like a big home like that, secluded. It's like interesting if you don't know what's going to happen. I'm very surprised at how well this short story was done by Guillermo del Toro, and then putting it on the small screen like this. Between the studying of bird murmurations and how everything is done, and the whole aspect of S.C. Davis giving a phenomenal performance. I haven't seen her in much acting things because I don't know if I do recognize her in things as other things that she's acted in. But this was really good of what she's done. Andrew Lincoln, on the other hand, it's great to see him out of that role he's known for on The Walking Dead as Rick Grimes. Seeing him do something like this with so much power, so much emotion was really, really well done. This entire episode was very different than the previous episodes that happened in this season of Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, because it was much more of a practical effects that you certainly see. And I'm pretty sure certain aspects of the birds were CGI, and maybe like certain aspects of certain scenes that you see. But other than that, it was done. I'm pretty sure the boy was right there, the woman was right there, and the actors saw this and they interacted with that. Is it scary? It's horror. It's horror based, and it's really interesting in how it's well done. And I absolutely enjoyed the story. The grief is really heartbreaking. Understanding what's going on, the little boy not understanding why he's dead and why he's roaming around lost. It's so sad and it's so heartbreaking. But Nancy, kind of helped the boy go through by using her own grief to help the boy grieve in his own way. Absolutely wonderful writing, and it was really good to see the season end like this. And I was happy to see that in the end, Nancy and Edgar were ready to talk about the death of Ava, and it was just really, really calming to see that. I had fun watching this episode, and for me, The Murmuring gets 5 out of 5 stars. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this episode, episode 8 of Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, titled The Murmuring. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the whole aspect of this series? And what was your favorite episode? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And I'll see you all in the next review video. And thank you for tuning into my reviews of Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.